It was truly a night to remember in Manchester as Ipswich Town won a classic of a Champions League final after 4 goals in 2 hours of exhilarating football. The Tractor Boys won their first ever Champions League, defeating PSG on penalties. All smiles around on the pitch, but instead of quashing the rumours off the field, it added fuel to the fire. Would this be Doxy's last game in charge of the East Anglian side? It was very likely pre-game, and it was guaranteed now. After building an incredible team in 6 seasons, taking them from Premier League newcomers to champions of Europe, his legacy seemed fulfilled at Portman Road, and an exit was confirmed. What a way to bow out, he said in his last interview, as Doxy Boy resigns at Portman Road. Some may say he's a European merchant with no major honours in domestic football and repeated failings in the Cups, and, they'd be right, let's be honest. But to leave the club with a Europa League and Champions League in successive seasons, the consistent underperformances in English football seem to be somewhat forgiven. The chairman gave the blessing to leave after 6 incredible years, and it was time for a new challenge. Bologna have had an up and down journey in recent years with little in the way of stability, and after a tough season domestically with a 5th place finish in the Serie A, missing out on Champions League qualification, a quarter-final knockout in the Coppa Italia, and a Europa League semi-knockout to Chelsea also ensured the Italian side remained trophyless since their Coppa Italia win back in 1974. They brought in some big names and star players to hopefully end the long drought in these past 6 years, but sadly it never materialised. And as everyone knows in top level football, the window for opportunity often closes quick, and once it's slammed shut, it's hard to open again. With tons of their players now on expiring 1-year contracts, and many of which approaching retirement, the club are about to go through a major rebuild with implosion looking likely, and with little money to work with and a huge cloud of uncertainty over the Stadio Renato dell'Ara. Not many believed the club had a shot at getting the Englishman in as their new manager. But Doxy Boy was sold on the vision. Easy titles at PSG or a chance to make history with a club just like Ipswich, going through a long trophy drought and desperate for a miracle. Well, let's just say the flight to Paris diverted, the Duolingo course changed. And in a surprise move in world football, Doxy Boy says yes to the challenge and agrees to become the next manager at Bologna 1909. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. It is episode number 59. We are back. It is a brand new season with a brand new team in a brand new country. Yep, season 7 getting underway today as we take over with Bologna for the first time I've ever used them, and I'm so excited. And for our first season in Italy, our budget is going to be going into the Europa League. Is that it? 39 million? That's less than... We had more than that at the end of last season. How have we lost money in the summer? What was my sign-on bonus? 13 million? What? Oh, mate, that is tough. That is really, really tough because for the new season, we're going into the Europa League with Bologna. Last season, they finished in 5th place. You would have seen it in the episode opener, plus a Coppa Italia semi-knockout and Europa League semi-knockout as well. No, it's Coppa Italia quarter knockout and Europa League semi-knockout. But this year, board say, get back in the Champions League with Bologna. Reach the final of Coppa Italia. Lads, did you not see how bad I was domestically with Ipswich? I'll do my best, guys, and in the Europa League, win that. But I think that's why the Bologna board have hired me, man. They know I've got a great European record. They're going back into the Europa League for this year, and they believe we can win it. And I do believe we can as well, because you would have seen the team to end the season off. I briefly would have ran through it with you, but it's a 4-3-3 side. There's aging players here, though. That's the problem. It's quite an old team. There's a really good young player here, Kovacevic. Not sure whose regen he is, but he looks like a fantastic centre half here. But it is going to need some improvement. The problem is not a lot of money to work work with. There's some class players. Again, you've got Kilik now 88 overall, one of the best great talents in the game. You've got Rico Lewis, now 85 overall. Banksy, who is a Bologna Academy graduate as well. But there's not a lot of depth to it. So to go far in the Europa League and be competitive domestically as well, this is going to be a challenge here, but it's what we were looking for. You know, I'd like to say that the reason why the budget has been reduced significantly is because they've spent it on a new stadium. A massive new one, but no, we'll keep the stadium as it is. It's a shame that Bologna's stadium isn't actually in the game. Of course, we know going into the Champions League for this season in real life, it's a shame that EA didn't actually add the stadium in. But we'll keep the stadium as it is. Maybe in the future we'll go ahead and upgrade it to a new one. But for now, we'll keep the stadium as is. And yeah, all in good time. All in good time. For now, this is a side that clearly are going to need a... Oh, can I not do... Ah, okay, that's a bit annoying. I keep forgetting there's a limit on characters you can do. So hopefully I'll just call it the Renato Dall'Ara and that should be okay. Is that going to be alright? EA, can I have the Renato Dall'Ara? There, just about. Okay, in fact, it's actually capital A there. I just see it there. Okay, alright. Excellent stuff. So we've got the stadium set up. That's great. I often say when you're setting up your stadium, make sure you don't leave the seat color on default, because if you do that, unfortunately, it always goes green for some reason. So yeah, they've got two-toned seats, but I can't do two-tone unless I do gamble on default. But I don't want it to be green. That's the problem. Sometimes it's green when you leave it on default. Do you know what? I'm gambling it, hoping for the best to see if it's okay. So yeah, heading into the new season, then again with the poor amount of money and the squad we've got as well. One thing I'm going to do is advance one day in the calendar, because sometimes an AI team, brings in a player outside the window. So let's see if they've done that here. Anyone new? Anyone come in? Or is it the same team as the one we inherited? Other than that Spanish talent looks good. No one came in. So we lost a Spanish striker, but no one signed for the club. Okay, so this is... Let me sort this out first. And I'm going to give the captaincy to Banksy as well as a Bologna Academy grad, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, so yeah, this is going to be a challenge. Again, there's some star players here with Kilik. Lewis Ferguson's been great, hasn't he, since he joined Bologna as well. Zaluski, Rico Lewis, two solid fullbacks. William Pacho's really good in this game. And also, again, this young lad, Kovacevic, I really like the look of him as well. And the star Basque goalkeeper, Agarizabala as well. Linking up with a former player, of course, Ducore, who's here after we sold him with Ipswich. But it's not a great team. It's good, but it's not great. It definitely needs some improvement, no doubt about that. And also, as well, I would say, it needs to get younger. You've got veterans like Heung-min Son that are still here, for example. So it's got to get a bit younger, no doubt about it. And it's got to get a bit more depth as well if we are to go far in Europe too. And unfortunately, one of the problems is as well, what we're going to see is that a lot of players here also have their deals that come at the end of the year. So not only is the budget small, it's about to get even smaller, because there are a couple of players that we will need to extend the contracts of. Carrazza, I'd like to give a new deal to, as he's an academy grad. João Palhinha, I wouldn't mind keeping. Moro's retiring at the end of the season. Baldurson can probably go. So can El Azuzi, but yeah, this is going to be a challenge. It's what we're looking for, though. It's what we're looking for after Ipswich, building the team as we did, making it absolutely phenomenal, an elite team, winning the Champions League. And granted, we had our failings domestically, but I didn't think there was, going to be that much of a challenge now. Oh, Ramirez going out on loan. I thought it was a permanent deal. And what I wanted was like a really good challenge. Not much money to work with, competitive division. Hoping for major honours. And oh man, this is going to be tough. This is going to. Well, I think I might have bitten off a bit more than I can chew. I wanted a challenge. I think this one might be a bit too great for me. What players are going to get deals here? Well, I've given one to Carrazza, who again is homegrown, which we'll need for the squad registration rules as we play with that rule ourselves. But honestly, I don't know if we should extend any other contracts. I mean, I'd love to keep Brennan Johnson, but he's now 29 years old. Kilik is now 88 rated at just 24. And I don't know whether he'd be okay staying in the Europa League or whether he'd prefer to go to a Champions League team. So I'm going to see if any bids come in for him. João Palhinha is now approaching mid-30s. Same with Joachim as well. El Azuzi, I don't think needs to stay. Nor can Baldurson. And Moro's retiring. Okonkwo doesn't have the stats. Odegaard's now 31. And Heung-min Son, I'm surprised he isn't retiring coming the end of the year. It's a rebuild. You know, we are going to rebuild this Bologna team. So, to be honest, despite some star talent here, like Polina, like Johnson, and of course, the star, Kiliksoy, I really want to use him, though. That's the problem. So I haven't used it. He's just a complete forward, man. But I'll see if any bids come in from Champions League sides. If they do, I'll let him go. I'll see how the first month goes. In terms of new signings, with several names on the shortlist, well, the first player I'm bringing in is the only freebie that I've found, who, quite frankly, is too good to be a freebie at 27. He's the young Chelsea lad, Cesar Casadei, released by Enzo Maresca, and this is just the perfect fit for us, man. A midfielder with some really good technicals, some okay physicals, but coming in on a free to add first team quality, I mean, this is exactly what we need with our limited budget. Let's bring him in. Yeah, with our small squad and small budget, this is exactly what we needed to start our summer of rebuilding here in Bologna. A decent player in the prime of his career, but coming in on a free and a low weekly wage, comparatively speaking as well. This is the bit of luck and helping hand we needed to start the new rebuild here at the Stadio Renato Dall'Ara. Welcome to Bologna. Cesar Casadei. Yep, first time using him. Never used him before, so excited to give him a go. And you look at his stats here. Technically, he's fantastic. A good defender as well. Very important to us, of course. We want those players that can help out on defense too. But it's the passing stats that really bring me to him. You know, he's got 86 short pass, 84 long pass, 84 ball control. And again, coupled with the defensive stats as well, as a deep line playmaker, this guy looks absolutely solid. He'll slot right into our midfield trio. Really happy with this one. And I've got to keep going with the signings, man. No doubt about it. It's a small squad. It needs good value for money deals as well. And right now, we're very light at CB. We've only got 2 official CBs in the team right now. And to be fair, this will be a really smart pickup as well. With Burnley right now, they're in the Championship. But this guy's far too good for second-tier football. He's good enough for European football, and he'd get it here as well. Returning to Italy, Caleb Okoli. So strong with 91. And whilst the lack of pace is a concern, as I do like to play over high line, I think the 88 interceptions, the 82 reactions, and the solid defensive stats should kind of make up for that right now. And at 6'3" too, aerial presence, that's what we like when attacking set pieces. Okoli from Burnley to Bologna. Let's bring him to the Serie A. Yeah, got to get some good value for money deals here with Bologna. The one thing we can't afford to do is throw away our pennies and overspend on players with very little to work with here. So I wonder if we can give them someone. The problem is, with Burnley being a championship side, it'd have to be someone with very little quality, really. Or someone who we don't really have much use for. El Azuzi and Baldurison, to be fair. I mean, either of which I think would be okay for a championship side. Let's go 19 mil then. That'll be 20 mil actually. That'll be about the valuation combined with our player as well. And hopefully Burnley say yes. They want Ducore. Absolutely not. You can have El Azuzi, but you're not having Ducore. We like Ducore at Ipswich. It was just a shame we couldn't keep hold of him. But 20 mil plus El Azuzi, I'd say that's a fair deal for both parties. They want 25.5 mil and no player in return. Okay, fair enough. We'll go market valuation 22.5. The Claret sticking to it though. That's a tough one. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but I don't want to spend really much over the valuation, if at all. 23 mil, they would agree to though, half a mil over the valuation. It's still a pretty decent deal to be fair for a player that's still got a few years before he starts to show decline. I'll take that. Yep, gotta spend those pennies wisely here with Bologna as well. So 2 players coming in so far aren't what you call the youngest in modern day football, both in their mid to late 20s. They're still really decent players with first team quality and coming in on good value for money deals as well. He takes a pay cut, 40 grand a week, coming to Bologna on a 4-year deal. Excited to use him, man. Hadn't watched before in FM where he was a lot quicker, but in career mode he seems to have lost the pace. But whether he'll start or come off the bench, he's certainly got the first team quality we need. So welcome to Bologna, Caleb Okoli. Yep, 28 years old, 6'3", and again, the lack of pace is a concern. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he's got good sprint speed, but off the mark he is gonna get caught out in a high line. But the 91 strength and the good 6'3" height as well is definitely a really good strength of his. Pardon the pun. So yeah, not sure whether he'll start, but coming off the bench, starting midweek European games, this is a good pickup here. All right, so our budget now is going to drop quite a bit. We're down to about 15? Nope, 12, even less. 12 million pounds on the back of 2 signings, one of which cost 23 mil and the other was a freebie. Well, I said I wanted a challenge. I've got one. 12 mil, can't really do anything. Okay, we got to sell some players then. We got to, even though the squad is small, we got to sell some players. We're going to make some new signings. I hate to say it, but I really wanted to use him, man, because 88 overall. Okay, fair enough. Is the potential a little bit inflated for this young Turkish forward? Subjective, let's just say that, but I really want to use him because, again, he's so strong, he's so quick, he's great technically, he can play on the wing and spearheading as well, with 94 finishing, 91 shot power, 88 long shots. I really want to use him, but he's too good to not be playing in the Champions League right now, so I think he's going to have to go. Obviously, we're gonna let go of Odgaard for sure. I'll add him to the transfer list. Brennan, probably. I'll think about it. Mason's now 31 as well. Obviously, yeah, Azuzi can go, as can Valdurson as well. Moro's retiring, but yeah, Jao Polini I think can go as well. Yeah, we've got to sell some players, man. We've got to clear out some of the deadwood here, get those players out on high contracts, and bring in some young talent. Oh, mate, Killicksoy's gone, mate. He's out. He's gone. Oh, this needs to happen, though, man. He's too good to not be playing in the Champions League. And honestly, man, Bologna is a great side to play for, but when Barcelona come calling, it's hard to stand in his way, isn't it? 97.5. I still think, because even though he's out of contract coming the end of the season, I still think we should be able to get over 100 million for him. Barcelona activating their levers. It's now the Spotify Amazon new camp. And yeah, Killicksoy, we're gonna have to let him go, man. The only good thing about this is that it's kind of like when, Kane left Spurs or Bale left Spurs, and they got a ton of money for the superstar to do a bit of a rebuild here. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sell the star man of the team. Come on, Hansi, give me that 105 mil, son. Go on, mate. 1% sell-on clause. That's an insult. I feel like walking out because of that, honestly. 1%. That is just an absolute insult. Honestly, that's just... Talk about kicking a man when he's down. £100 million. Go on, mate. Meet that. Club record sale for the superstar. But it's rebuild time at Bologna, and no one is off limits. Honestly, when I saw what EA had given for his potential for the new FC, I was really excited to give him a go at some point. And so when I joined Bologna and inherited him, I thought, oh, class, match made in heaven. Problem is, we're not currently matching the level he is at. 88 overall, approaching his mid-20s, in the prime of his career. Too good to not be playing in prime time for the biggest clubs in the world. Yep, I'll have to wait until I get the chance to use this Turkish forward. He's off to Barca, £100 million. But like I said, it's a rebuild. No one off limits here as Killicksoy goes for a monster deal. And it's what we had to do in order to raise the budget to bring players in. Gutted, but one day I'll get to use him, but just not this time. Yeah, that's what you call a reluctant sale, but a realistic one. That's a tough one, That's a really, really tough one. But had to do it. I expected a bid from, again, Barca or Real or PSG or Man City or a big club regardless. He's just too good, man. 88 rated, and that's the thing. He's 24. I mean, he's coming into his own right now. He doesn't want to be wasting what you call his physical prime years playing Europa League football when he's clearly good enough to lead the line for practically any team in world football right now, other than maybe one or two. So yeah, difficult sale, but I mean, the thing is that it's kind of exciting in a way, because I talk about this a lot sometimes, man, but like sometimes it's really exciting when like you lose your star player and it's time for a rebuild, or you've had relegation and you need a complete overhaul. It can actually be a really exciting time knowing you've got to change so much about yourself, but you've got funds to spend or you've got resources to work with. So yeah, on the back of that sale there, 100 million, obviously the board scheme a bit off the top, but that's basically what we've got now to work with. £100 million. As gutting as it is to lose Killicksoy, I mean, the money coming in, it's an exciting time now to rebuild. The thing is, though, it needs to be done right, and I think we see this so often in modern day football now. We've got a couple more bids there for who have we got coming in? Who have we got? Odgaard, Mount, and oh wow, the Danish right back Joachim. Okay, so we're gonna have a right clear out in here. I'm gonna accept that straight off the bat. Odgaard wanted by Preston. 6 mils, he's on his way to deep dale. Again, I'll accept straight off the bat. And for Mason as well, Inter Milan putting a bid in. I'd quite like to keep Mason Mount. You know, I would like to give him a go, but I could see him ending up at Inter Milan. You know, I really could. Obviously, Fikayo Tomori, his Cobham Academy graduate mate, is at AC Milan. You know, obviously Loftus-Cheek is there, and obviously with Inter, they've had English players in the past few years. Ashley Young, of course, don't forget. I could kind of see that, to be honest. There, quite a few English players are tempted to go to the Milan sides now. But okay, it is an exciting time. It's an exciting time. It really is, man. If we rebuild correctly, this could be a really fun first season. Yeah, that's the thing. It needs to be like a hard rebuild. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be like a full overhaul. You know, you can't just have one or two players. What on earth has happened there? Oh, he must have done that on international duty with Poland. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Urbanski with Poland. I mean, they got through against Czech Republic, but where do I do the stand? Hold on. Oh, it's really exciting time. This is going to be really exciting. Yeah, looking forward to this. How about your star man who you just sell, replaced by another star man who breaks his tailbone on international duty? How about that? Sacrificing himself for the good of the nation. Fair play. That's the sort of attitude I want in my team, but oh my goodness, when you talk about bad luck, man, 6 month broken tailbone. I don't think I've ever seen that injury before. That's really cool, but I was going to give him the armband as well for this season. It's going to have to go to someone else now. Brennan Johnson's still probably going to go. Am I really going to play like a nearly 40-year-old Heung-min Son on the wing this season? We're going to need a new winger now, because Johnson's definitely going to go. That's... What a blow. Oh, well, look at that. Speaking of Brennan Johnson, AC Milan just put a bid in for him. Another bid for Jarky, and that coming from Lyon. Again, we'll just accept that straight off the bat there. But Brennan wanted by AC Milan, and I want to keep him personally. I like to keep him there. But again, at 29, out of contract coming the end of the season, Milan, Champions League side, unlike ours. And as we said just a moment ago there, with the British players going to the Milan sides recently, yeah, I'll try and squeeze a few mil extra out of AC Milan, but I'm not going to stand in Brennan's way. Oh, man. It's exciting time, Doxy boy. Exciting time, son. This is like when you go through like a devastating life event and someone's like, it's the experience, mate. It's going to make you stronger. It's like, get lost, basically. I was going to swear then, but get lost. I don't want to hear that right now, man. Honestly, 40 mil. And Milan know they've got us over a barrel here, so to speak. So 38 mil for Brennan at 29 years old. Come on. Oh, fine. Just take it. 37.2 mil. Exciting time, Doxy boy. Exciting time, mate. Oh dear. Well, there we go. Mason Mount is off for £23.5 million as he joins Inter Milan. He won't be the only departure alongside Kilik Soy before this window is done, I'm sure. But it has now raised our budget to just over 122 mil. So I think I might make one more signing and then leave it there for the season opener with Bologna. Because I need to do a short list, man. I need to... Does anyone else make notes? Does anyone else have, like, physical notes? I do it on my notes app on iPhone, but anyway... I am a nerd. But I'm going to do one more signing and we're going to leave it there. And to be fair, with Brennan Johnson about to go, with Kilik Soy just gone, and with Mason leaving too, I'm looking at the team right now and think we need some more attacking quality with Urbanski now done for 6 months and Heung-min Son at 37 no longer able to carry teams like at times he carried Spurs. I'm going to go after a new winger for this team in our 4-3-3. And to be honest, I said when we left Ipswich Town, I'd like to bring at least one player with me. And the one player I want to bring is the academy graduate. Yeah, he got what you call rotational minutes at Portman Road with how stacked we were on the wings with Hutchinson, Koleosho, Mudryk, and then Jamie coming in as well. But I always believed in him after he came back from his loan spell. He started the Champions League. No, he came off the bench for the Champions League final. Almost scored one of the greatest CL final goals I'd ever had. But he did score one of the penalties in the winning shootout. And I'm going to say, come with me to Bologna and you will be a star on the wing. Moses Hassan, the Tanzanian wonder kid. Let's bring him in. So a little tip for you when you're looking to sign players. If you can see a team has better players in terms of the overall rating already, then you can normally get one of the players who's lower rated than the others for a lower price deal. Who's replaced me there? It's Kieran McKenna back in the Odyssey. But yeah, so for Hassan, for example, because Koleosho and Mudryk and Jamie are all higher rated, it means that Ipswich won't hold us to ransom for Moses. So we should actually be able to get him for under the market valuation. Is there anyone I can give them? What about Baldurson's still here, isn't he? Am I trying? It's Al-Zuzi that we're trying to sell. Jao Polina, actually, I could give him a veteran. Why don't you take Jao Polina at Switch? 6 mil, because we're not going to need him now going through this rebuild. Let's go £6 million plus. Let's go 18 mil, and I think that would be a really good deal for both parties here. 18 mil plus Polina, and they say no. All right, well, that's just totally blew my theory out the window about clubs not holding us to ransom. Okay, £23.5 million. That's still slightly under the market valuation. No, they'll take £25 million. So in which case, we should be able to meet somewhere smack bang in the middle. 24 mil, it's still under valuation. And Moses Hassan is coming to Bologna with the manager that always believed in him. Yeah, I don't know if this guy's ever going to get what you call Docks cult hero folklore status, but he might be under the category of late bloomer because he's now 22 years old, so still incredibly young. And whilst he hasn't kicked on to show superstar talent just yet, he's shown flashes of brilliance at times with us at Ipswich Town. The performance against Spurs, the performance against Frankfurt, and again, almost what was the greatest ever Champions League final winning goal of all time. He's got the ability, he's got the talent, he just needs consistent game time. He wasn't getting at Portman Road, he was often having to come off the bench, but here at the Stadio Renato Dall'Ara, he'll always be starting as my new number 11. Yet welcome to Bologna, Moses Hassan, the Tanzanian winger, and yeah, he's still getting better. 22 years old, still plenty of room to grow. 5-star weak foot, fantastic, absolutely rapid, and great technicals as well, whilst again still getting better. I have this thing about with development plans, I never want players to get 5-star all the time because it's just so easy to do that. So I'm always a bit reluctant to give players that, but let's put him on. Let's put him on a wide playmaker development plan to improve the strength. That is obviously important. And also improve the long shots and the vision and the composure stats as well. So yeah, Moses in and he'll definitely start. No doubt about that. All right. Okay. Here we go. 3 players in. Moses, the latest. We know Odegaard's about to leave, so we might as well put him in the resis. And yeah, Moses is going to start. And again, Brennan's about to leave as well. So Moses will come in and again, probably start on that right-hand side there. Okay. Alright, I'll tell you what, let's quickly do one advance in the calendar. We'll see a couple of players leave, and then we'll leave it there today and assess the situation going into the next one, which will be Rebuild Part 2. And there we go, as you see the 2 sales go through, Odegaard off to Preston and Joachim for Valencia. We don't get much money combined for the pair, but the most important thing is we're reducing the squad age, getting the deadwood out, and also getting the salaries off the books as well. So that will do it for today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Massive thank you for watching the first part of Chapter 2 of the Career Mode save, as you will, as we join Bologna. And we'll return in the next episode with Part 2 of the rebuild, well, with £110 million, but still a small squad. We are going to continue to rebuild this Bologna team. And even though we've already made 3 signings, there's going to be a lot more to come in the next episode. It's an exciting time, man. Exciting time. I'm looking forward to rebuilding in the next episode. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you all. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode, Part 2 of the rebuild of our new team, Bologna, very soon.